Sunday. And as you guys saw, I was out last night. I went out with a friend of mine and my sister. We went to celebrate our friend's birthday and we had a good time. We went to a restaurant that's located here in Baltimore, and it is in the Four Seasons Hotel on the 29th floor, hence the reason for the beautiful view. I've been up since about 8 o'clock this morning, went to the grocery store, and now I am about to prepare some food. I work later, so I have to get that done before 2 o'clock. It is now 12:21. I have to be in bed by at least 2:30 so I can sleep until at least 5:15 to be ready for night shift. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. It's 6:55. Okay, I'm in, y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow when I get off. So the last time I saw you guys, I was making food, I think. Yeah, and then I went to bed, woke up, worked 12 hours last night on med-surg, and they had the nerve to put me on the ventilator side. And I kept telling them, I'm like, I haven't worked on the ventilators in weeks. And then I had a patient that was COVID positive, and I'm like, why would you guys give me a COVID positive patient and I'm pregnant? But that's just my running joke, just to, like, you know, lighten up the mood. So I got off this morning and got home like around close to 9, slept, got up, went to pick my daughter up from school, and now I'm at the laundromat because I have a brand new comforter set I had bought from TJ Maxx the last time I was there, and I didn't get a chance to show you guys, but I bought a queen comforter set. It's in the washer right now. I'll show you guys when it comes out. But I got it for a good deal. It was $100 and it's 100% cotton. So that's why I say it's a good deal. And then over Black Friday, I had purchased 2 sheet sets that was on sale for 50% off, or was it like 60% off? Like, these sheet sets are normally retail value at like $140, and I paid $50 for them. So I bought 2 of them. So the wash dryer I have at home in my unit is not big enough to handle all of the stuff I have to wash. So when that happens, I just come to the laundromat because it's multiple washing machines. I can put it all in, dry it, and get out of here instead of constantly having to do one load at a time. Hey y'all, I just pulled up from work. It is 8:30 Tuesday evening. I always get confused about the days, but it is pouring down, so I need to make a run for it, and I don't have my umbrella. Woo! I made it in, and I got a notification from Amazon saying that there's something in the Amazon box for me, but I don't think I ordered anything. I didn't order anything. I don't know if someone sent me something. Let's go see what's here. I'm actually surprised I have 2 packages waiting for me. I was not expecting anything, and I did not order anything. And I don't think I'm on anyone's PR list to be just receiving 2 packages from Amazon, but we will see. Once I get inside, I'll open it up and show you guys what I received. And then it also came with a body wash, which I am going to get ready to use tonight. Let me tell you something. If you know me, you know I'm into skincare and body care, okay? I am a self-proclaimed product girl, all right? Have I shown you guys my makeup collection? I am a product girl. I also received another package in the mail yesterday from my other friend who lives in New York, Keisha. This is her Christmas gift that she sent me. Came in this. And guess what? I do not have to go to Ulta or Sephora till next year probably. because of all the products that I have on top of all the products I'm receiving. So this is what she sent me. And I don't want for it to fall out, but it's a ton of like Origin products. You guys know the skincare brand Origin. So cream, face cream, eye cream. I'm like, girl, you trying to tell me something I'm getting up here? Youth serum. And last but not least, cleanser. So I'm good for like another 6 months. That little workout that I did was so whack. So whack. But I'm gonna keep going. The reason why is because I forgot my Apple Watch, and for whatever reason, whenever I don't wear my watch, the workouts do not hit. But I need to step it up because I got on the scale yesterday, and I know a lot of people are like, don't pay attention to the scale, but no. Anyway, let me get in the shower to get ready because I am going to work. But when I come back, I want to talk a little bit about an article that I was reading. It's a story that's developing in Texas, or a story that has developed. So give me a few minutes and I'll be back. So I recently came across an article where the family of Miss Eddie Bernice Johnson is suing the facility she was receiving rehab at. And I don't know if some of you saw the article in the news or heard about it on the news, those of you that live locally in Texas. But Miss Johnson was a former nurse, and she recently passed at the age of 88. Now, the family is saying the reason for her passing is related to medical negligence on behalf of the care that she was not receiving at the facility. And when I say the care that she was not receiving, it's because as a nurse working at the bedside, I can honestly stand here and say that patient care, and when I say patient care, I mean the actual physical hands-on care that a patient is supposed to receive, down the drain. Not only is it down the drain, it's practically non-existent. So apparently Miss Johnson had spinal surgery, and after having surgery, sometimes you might have to go to a rehab facility to get occupational therapy, physical therapy, sometimes even speech therapy, depending on what your illness or surgery was. So that way you can become more functional and be a safe discharge to your home environment. Her son said that one time he went to go visit her and he could hear her yelling down the hallway. When he got to the room, Miss Johnson was soiled in stool and urine. So basically, it must have been really significant for it to even come up. Anyway, I think she got ill in the facility and had to like get medical attention. And when they swabbed the surgical incision that was on her spine, wherever the surgery took place, the bacteria that was found in the surgical incision wound was the same bacteria that's found in stool. So the family is now making a case that having the infection spread through her body contributed to her death. And because the bacteria was found in stool and the son had witnessed her sitting in stool, the family is now making a case saying that it is because of the poor care she received from the facility that contributed to her passing. And you know what? I don't blame the family for seeking justice, because what's going on in a lot of these nursing home rehab centers, even hospitals, should be criminal. The fact that hospitals are intentionally short-staffing nurses and not giving nurses the appropriate amount of support staff to provide hands-on care to the patient is disgusting. The other part to that too is that a lot of nurses are left to choose between doing their nursing job and taking care of the patient. And when I say doing their nursing job, patient care is part of the nursing job, but a lot of nurses are now making a decision to get all of the documentation done, to make sure all of the medications are passed on time, to make sure notes are written in the way it should be written, care plans are done in the computer, like all of these things, labeling tubing, labeling this. Meanwhile, the care of the patient is suffering. My philosophy as a nurse working at the bedside is patient care first, hands-on care first, okay? The documentation can wait. If the tubing is not labeled, the next nurse coming on can label it. Or if you don't want to label it, start your own new tubing. Because for me, nursing is more than just a job. When you're taking care of patients, you have a ethical, a moral responsibility to the universe. And a lot of people don't realize that when you give poor care, or when you don't care about that person laying in the bed, whether they're clean, whether they've had a bath, whether you take a warm washcloth and wipe their face, a lot of people tend to forget that that can come back to you. It can definitely come back to you. It can definitely come back on your children. And I don't wish that for anyone. As a nurse at the bedside, whenever I'm caring for patients, I put myself in their shoes. I think about my children, my friends, my family, my mom, and I'm like, what kind of care would I want for them to receive? Or what kind of care would I want to receive if I was laying in that bed? And you know what? Very easily, with the snap of a finger, the roles can be reversed, right? It can almost be I'm laying in the bed and someone is responsible for taking care of me. And I really think about that. So one of the priority things for me as a nurse at the bedside is keeping my patient clean and comfortable. As a matter of fact, when I attended nursing school, and I told you guys before, I went to Coppin State University here in Baltimore, Maryland, and we had fundamentals of nursing, part 1 and part 2. And in fundamentals, we learned all of the basic care, comfort, hygiene, altered elimination, so many different topics we discussed in that 2-part class. That's the foundation of nursing. What's happening nowadays is that that same fundamental class has been removed from some of the nursing curriculum. And if it hasn't been removed, it's being glossed over. The emphasis on how to care for a patient, it's not a priority. So a lot of newer nurses, especially the younger nurses, no shade, but a lot of y'all are coming into the profession and don't know what it means to care for a patient. I can't tell you the amount of times I get a report from a nurse and documentation is perfect. Oh, I did this. They know the rhythm strips. They know this. They can tell you about the diagnoses. They can chop it up with the doctor. Go in the room and the patient look a mess. Dried spit. Eyes have like all the coal in it. Beard is dirty. Like drool on the patient's gown and the patient's dress. On the patient's chest, I mean. And I'm like, oh, you out here giving a report like you in medical school and whatnot, but the patient look a mess. For me, my patient must receive hands-on care. There is not a shift that I work. If I have a patient that is a complete care patient, they're getting a bath. If I have a patient that's a self-care patient, I'm offering them the supplies so that way they can wash themselves up and whatever else they need from me, they can ask for it. As a nursing instructor, when I would take my students to the hospital, one of the lessons that I would give my students was the quickest way to get cussed out by a family member. And don't work in a hood hospital, okay? Because that's a whole different ballgame. But the quickest way a family member will go from 0 to 100 is let them come in and see their loved one looking a hot mess, laying in stool, laying in urine. I ain't never been cussed out for that. Because one thing about me is, I'm going to take care of the patient first. The documentation can wait. I don't care if I have to stay behind an extra 20 minutes to clean up the documentation, but hands-on care is a priority for me. A lot of nurses and even support staff don't realize that water, warm water and soap goes a long way. I remember taking care of a patient and they told me he was nonverbal. By the time I gave that man his warm water bath, lotioned him up, repositioned him clean sheets, that 90-something-year-old man looked at me and said, thank you. I feel so much better. You know why? Because he had been in the hospital for like 6 days and no one had given him a bath. I've gotten patients who said to me, you're the first nurse that gave me a bath. People are shocked when they see me with a basin and a washcloth. I've had patients even ask me, where's your assistant? Isn't this their job? And I'm always like, no, I'm a nurse. This is the foundation of nursing. Like, this is part of my job, is making sure that you're clean. And like I said, family members will go berserk if they come in and their family member, their friend, their loved one looks a hot mess in the bed. Cleaning up the patient, maintaining the patient's comfort and hygiene is just as important as giving the antibiotics and the blood pressure medicine. It contributes to the patient's overall feeling good and their overall well-being, their esteem, their integrity. It makes them feel good. So the fact that this family is now seeking justice on behalf of their loved one who passed as a result of having an infection from stool bacteria, I don't blame them. And I hope that it sets a precedence, not only for hospitals, but also for nurses. Because here's what. One thing hospitals will do is throw the nurse under the bus. I guarantee you, if this case gets litigated, if the facility does not throw the family some money and this case gets litigated, I guarantee you they're going to go through the chart, look at every single nurse that took care of that patient, especially on the day that the son found her laying in stool, and pull those nurses in to litigate. And the facility will very much so easily throw it back on the nurse like, well, you guys had all the tools and supplies. Why didn't you clean the patient up? You had one assistant, nursing assistant. Yeah, the nursing assistant had 26 patients, but so what? Why didn't you clean the patients up? Hospitals aren't trying to take the fall. They'll quickly put it back on the nurses. So for me, like I always tell you all, my nursing license belongs to me. I choose to govern it. I choose to use it in the manner in which works for me. And I know taking care of my patient, hands-on care of the patient, is a priority. Because if I leave that patient laying in stool, laying in urine, laying not bathing, and they have an infection, they get an infection, it can fall back on me. And guess what? The hospital's going to be like, well, we don't care. But anyway, guys, I'm going to close the vlog out here. I am going to head to work. I think it's about 6:50. I got to be to work for 8. And I'll catch up with you guys in the next video that's coming. It's going to be a sit-down video. I'm going to be doing sit-down content quite a bit moving forward. So thank you guys for watching.